Hello everyone and welcome back to another video about driving. So this is the first video and we will include what you need to start driving a car, a basic set of rules you need to know before you go and start driving on the roads, a few things which is you should never do while driving, and some of the basic rules need to know about cross sections, roundabout, and few more. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is I'll talk about few rules first, and I'll start driving my around my neighborhood to show you how those rules work on road. Okay, so the first thing first, what you need to start driving from now. First, you need a vehicle for sure. The other thing you need is proof of registration. Okay, so when you buy a vehicle, you have to get it registered to the state, and then you need that proof of registration in your windshield, attached to your windshield, and you also need a physical card which is they provide you. The second thing is you need a proof of insurance. You should never drive uninsured because you need a proof of insurance to drive a car in case of any accident or any casualty that happens. Otherwise, you will be charged a very heavy fine if you don't have insurance. The third thing is you need a valid driving license. Okay, if you're driving alone, permit won't be fine. You need a driving license proper without any restrictions. So these are the three things you need to start driving a car. So if cops pulls you over, they'll ask you for three things: proof of registration, proof of insurance, and your driving license. Okay, so make sure you have all those three things in order to start driving. And few set of basic rules, same as other places, but difference is you have to drive right, always right, because some of the countries you have to drive on left, so that's a change of the rule. And then always you have to yield to pedestrians. If someone is walking, you have to give yield to them. Always stop when you have a stop sign. You have to always follow the traffic lights, which is green you can go, red immediately stop, and yellow is slow down. So people call it yellow is equal to red, and you have to stop if you see a yellow light coming. So these are the few basic things. You have to always drive on the right side. If you see a solid white line, you have to drive on the right side. If you see a strip lines which is cross in between, you can cross the other way, but make sure it's a two-way line. So apart from that, we can see these are the basic set of rules you need to know. Apart from that, you should follow other rules as well. As you can never drink and drive, like that is called driving under influence. So if you have already have taken any drugs or alcohol, so you should not drive at any cost, because it's a very punishable and criminal act. You have to always stay within the speed limits. So suppose if you are driving in residential area, a speed limit is around 25 to 30 miles per hour. If you're driving in school zone, the speed limit is even lower, which is 15 to 20 miles per hour. If you're driving on freeway or highway, your speed limit should be around 55 to 75 miles per hour, which is higher. So these are the few things you need to know regarding speed limit. Lane change, always keep right until you have to pass. Okay, if you are emergency, you have to cross over the other car, you go on the left. Otherwise, always stay on the right side. Always use turn signals when you change the lanes, and give proper time to the other car so that they can comfortably slow down, or they can change their lanes as well. Okay, so there is something called right of way. Who goes first? Okay, whoever stops first will go first. If you have a intersection with four-way stops, you have to keep that in mind. If you have or you are already in a roundabout, so the person who stops first will go first. Always look to the left side, which car is coming, and you have to go to that accordingly. Okay, emergency vehicles are maybe firefighter vehicles, police vehicles, school buses. so you need to take care of that. Always give right of way to them and pull over to the right side if they are passing by or they are having a siren. Do not park in fire hydrants or handicapped spots for sure. Always read street signs carefully. No parking zone, please do not park. And they also have time limits up to what time you can park, and when they have restrictions to park. Okay, and these are the basic set of rules you need to know before you start driving, and you will learn definitely these rules once you start driving on car, and you will get experience about that. So let me go around this neighborhood, which is my apartment's neighborhood, and I'll explain those signs when I see them on road. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so this is my apartment and I'm starting on the road. Always check on the left side if there is any car, so please wait for them to cross so that you can go on the road. So there is a first stop sign which comes here, so you need to stop for 3 seconds. You stop completely and count for 3, 2, 1. Now I want to go to the left, so I'll sneak in and see if there is any vehicle coming for some seconds. If not, I will see the right part and I will move on. Now I am comfortably on road, and this is a school zone, so says there's a speed limit of 15 to 20 miles per hour. Okay, let's see, speed limit again 30 miles per hour, so you have to drive around 15 to 20 or even 30, but not more than 30. Again, you have to constantly check for speed limits on the way. Also, you have to check all 3 mirrors just in case if any vehicle is coming from your back, and you need to give them a right of way. Okay, so I can comfortably drive now because there is no car coming, but I see a car which is in my back and I want to take a right turn, and the sign says there is a stop sign ahead. This is a school zone, so your speed limit should be less than 15 or 20, and my stop sign is here. So I'll stop here for 3 seconds and then I'll take a right turn. The front signs, which is in yellow, shows that they have a school in this neighborhood, and you have to drive very slow if you see a school zone. Here we have a pedestrian. You have to wait to see if any pedestrian is coming. If yes, then always give them a right of way. Okay, so it's safe. It's evening time of Sunday, so not much people around. It shows a signal which is for runners, so you have to be careful if there is a event going on and people are running. So now I'll go to my university. I'll take a left turn. I already have checked if someone is there in the left or the right side. So this is my university, which is very close to my place, and we'll see what kind of traffic signal we can see on our way. So it's a bike lane. You always have to be careful on the right side if any bike is there. So there's no stop sign, but I'm just being extra careful if someone is coming from the parking spot. You have a stop sign here, so I'll stop and see on the left side if any vehicle is coming. I can see a vehicle. I'll let them pass. Now he's gone. Now I can take a right turn and then I am on road again. So you can see a double yellow solid line on the left side, which basically means I can never cross on the left side because it's a double solid yellow line and this is a two-way road. So if I cross, that will be a violation of the law. Earlier, before, the red light signal was solid, so I could not cross. Now it's blinking, so I should be careful, look around, and then I can cross the road. Now there's a stop sign again, but I see a yellow light now, so I'll stop rather than going fast. I have to go left. I already gave the indicator. Now there's a small sign that says left turn yield on green, which basically means you can take a left turn only if someone is not coming from the front side. Okay, so if someone is already coming, then I have to wait for them to cross, even if I have a green signal, and then I can go. So I see a red signal here, I cannot go. Now I see an arrow, which basically means the other person has to stop, and I can go for sure. So if there's an arrow, that basically means that I am safe to go ahead. Okay, and if there's a green signal only without any arrow, means you have to give a yield to the person who is coming. There's a stop sign, I'll wait again. I see a road closure, I cannot go through, so I'll take a left turn. This is my university, and this is a Sunday evening, so I can go around and have a tour of the university as well. Okay, so this is a two-way road, but there's no sign of yellow stripe or solid line, so that you can comfortably drive, but you have to be careful that there can be a car coming from the front side and opposite side. So you have to take an assumption that there's a line in between and you are driving across that. Now again, this is a school zone, so you should drive carefully. Should drive slow always. Pedestrian, you have to wait. Most of the time you should always stop before crossing the pedestrian. Okay, it's a windy day and you should be careful. This is my university area. I see a pedestrian sign here. I should wait here. If I see any person, I'll wait again. If not, I can cross comfortably. This is a library place. I should be extra careful while driving. Pedestrian, wait again. I see some of the pedestrian coming, so I'll wait for them to cross. So if they're not crossing, I can comfortably drive. So these are the few basic rules you have to follow. I see no pedestrian, I can drive. The Sunday evening. Now I can see a yellow solid line, which basically means this is a two-way road and you have to be on the right side most of the time. Okay, after this we'll cross a roundabout, and I'll tell you a few basic rules about how to drive in a roundabout. Okay, let's go and see pedestrian. I don't see a pedestrian here. I'll drive slow. Okay, see a lot of people over there. They are doing some photo shoot for graduation, so be extra careful when you see people around, and make sure. This is a yield sign. Yield sign basically means you have to look around if someone is coming, mostly on the left side. If not, you can enter into a roundabout. After entering the roundabout, you do not have to worry about who can come, because if I see a car on the right side, they will definitely stop and wait for me to exit the roundabout, and they will not disturb me. So this is how driving works in US. You always have to prioritize the other person in front of you and give them a right of way. If they entered the roundabout in the first place, they will go first. So come first, go first. That's the rule. I see a double-headed arrow, which means I can go either left or to the right side based on where I want to go. I see a do not enter sign in the front, which basically means I cannot go to the to that road, because that there might be another vehicle coming from the same place and I can hit that car. So this is a highway, this is basically a freeway, and they have a speed limit of 55 to 75. So people who are driving over there, it's very fast. And this is exit of a freeway. So you should never enter in this area which says do not enter, and double arrow, green arrow, which means I can go either left or right. So that's my right of way. Speed limit is again 20 here because still a school zone. And this is pretty much basically how it works. You know, if you want to drive, you have to learn those basic rules. These signs always tells you how you can make a turn or exit a roundabout. This shows a one way, which basically means I can always go to the right side. I can never go to the left side of the roundabout, otherwise it will be opposite to the coming car. And if I want to exit, I can exit from here, and arrow will guide you in most of the places. And this is how it works. Okay, it says there might be a pedestrian ahead, that yellow signal, again the same yellow signal, which basically means you can expect pedestrians from on the road because it's a school place. Okay, again it says parking cross, which basically you cannot park in these places because these are roads which doesn't have a parking. You can expect pedestrian here. Now blinking red lights means I can cross comfortably, but I have to look for the people if someone is around. Okay, if it's a red light without blinking, I can never cross because it means stop completely. Again, I came to the right side so that I can go to the right road, and I'll wait for this car to go ahead, and then I'll give an indicator to the right, and I can comfortably take a right turn because of the green light. So whenever I take a right turn, I stay in the same lane because this is a two-way and you can expect the other car coming from. It says share the road with with bicycle persons, so be careful with that. Do not enter, which basically means you cannot enter. So these places come with a decal, so if you have a permit or if you are residents of the house in front of the road, you can park over here. You need a special permit for that, and this is what basically they means. Again, this road they have a stop sign, and double-headed arrow means you can either take a left or right turn, basically on where you want to go. So I'll stop on the stop sign for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. I'll go ahead and see if there is any car coming. I want to go to the left side. I do not see a car approaching here, so I'll take a left turn again, and always drive on the right side. Again, I have a school zone here. I see like sign of the school zone, so say school, speed limit 15 when flashing. So it's a speed limit when it's flashing because of the school time, but anyway you should not cross a speed limit within 15 to 30 or 20 to 30 because it's a residential area, and you should not drive in 45 or 50 or something like that. This sign says there will be a stop sign ahead, and definitely there's a stop sign. This is a downtown area. I don't want to go there. I will basically park here, and that's the end of the video. Okay, this is pretty much for today. If I find a special rule need to be explained, or how you can drive smoothly, how you can give a right of way to the lanes, and so I'll make a separate video for that too. And thank you so much for watching.